Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. So what we're going to be doing in the next few videos, I want to start making a playlist with more TryHackMe walkthroughs and everything like that. So as you can see on my screen, we're going to do pre-security. I want to show you a few things that we're going to go through in the next few videos, or as soon as we're done with this, we'll go on to the next one. I believe I said this at the end of Advent of Cyber, but again, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, share. If there's any content that you want to see, let me know, and uh, and we'll go from there. All right. And if you're returning, welcome back. So as you can see, this is the pre-security. So in pre-security, I already did some of the introduction to cyber, the intro to offensive security, intro to defensive security. I don't know if I did the uh, careers in cyber, but it's pretty, you know, you can just go through, check out what the different careers are: security analyst, security engineer, incident responder, digital forensics examiner, malware analysis, pen tester, red teamer. And then you have a little quiz at the end and you go visit the site. But yeah, like red teamer, if you want to, and this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to see different paths, and I want to start making some videos on these paths. So it'll be fun, right? So let's go back to what we're getting to today. So the first one we're going to start doing is network fundamentals. So this video is going to be talking about what is networking. So let's X out of this for now. And the first one here, we have what is networking, right? So I haven't done this. I want to do this with you guys. So we're going to go through what is networking, intro to LAN, which is local area network, the OSI model. You have to know this for networking, packets and frames, and then extending your network. And then we'll move on to how the web works. And then Linux, I already did Linux fundamentals. I have this already in my playlist, I believe. And then Windows fundamentals, right? So yeah, so let's start with what is networking. Okay, so here we have, I'm going to put this in my own words. So a network is a whole bunch of devices, right, connected to the internet. Or you can have what's called a local area network. You have your switch with some, maybe a printer, a laptop, a computer, all in your home, your Wi-Fi router, and you can communicate that traffic on the internal segment of that network, right? So you can see here, networks can be found on all walks of life, right? A city's public transportation system, maybe like your bus. I haven't been on a bus or a train in a while, but maybe they have Wi-Fi networks, so you can connect to their Wi-Fi or whatever. On airplanes now they have Wi-Fi, and then you have infrastructure such as a national power grid for electricity. And then we have, meeting and greeting of your neighbors. That's networking, right? Hey, what's up? How are you? How's it going? And postal system to sending letters and parcels, right? So all of this is networking. Pretty much it's communicating, right? So right here we have Alice, Jim, and Bob. Bob sends a letter to Alice. Alice sends it to Jim. Jim sends it to Bob. So pretty much this is a network of communication, right? So like it says here, taking a look at an example, and this is pretty much communication. And we'll get, like it says, we'll get into more into this later on, but you need to understand more networking, right? If you want to get into cybersecurity, into pen testing, red teaming, understanding how networks traverse data, how packets cross the network is super important, right? So let's see what the first question is here. What is the term for devices that are connected together? What do you think? I think it's network, right? That's what I was just saying. Network is so communication can uh, traverse that data between each other, right? So that's pretty much what is networking, right? So let's go to the next one. What is the internet, right? So now everyone is connected to this big network that's called the internet, right? So the internet is one giant network that consists of many small networks within itself. Like you think about an ISP, Comcast, AT&T, Verizon, and all that. So you have all these networks communicating with each other, and then they add a network to you. they give an IP address to you so you can set up your local area network that uses what's called network address translation out to the public internet, right? So, and we're not going to get too deep into networking because, this is just the fundamentals and skimming the top of the surface, right? But in this diagram right here, we have a few folks, right? So we have Alice in the middle. That Bob's going to send it to Jim. Jim's going to send it to Alice. Alice is going to send it to Toby, and then to I guess Zen. I guess that's how you say that name. And this is pretty much communicating that data between all five of these people, right? So if you come down here, you know, because Alice can speak both languages, they can communicate, you know, one they can communicate to one other than Alice, right? Forming a new network. So this is going to go to Alice, and Alice is going to go to Toby, etc. So this is one network. I wish I had like a little. So this one, Alice, Jim, and Bob is one network. So she can get that to Toby as well to get it off that network, right? So that's forming that new network, right? So and then we have what's called the ARPANET. The ARPANET was the project from the 1960s. It was founded by the United States Defense Department, and that was the first documented network in action, right? So, however, it wasn't until 1989 when the internet was wait, let me go back. It wasn't until 1989 when the internet, as we know it, today, it was invented by Tim, right? Tim Lee was the first one to invent the internet, and it was created by, the world created of the World Wide Web, WWW, right? So if we can look down here, this is an application called Packet Tracer from Cisco. If you guys want to learn more about Cisco and networking, you can download something called Packet Tracer, and it's absolutely free. And you can use that and test some networks out and all that stuff. So we have network one, we have the internet, we have network two, and then network one, two, and three, and then the internet. So network one needs to go over the internet to get to network two. So pretty much we're watching each other, right? You're watching me. I'm not really watching you, but you're watching this video. So you're connecting to the internet, and I'm in one part of the world and you are in another part, but you are connecting to the internet in order to see this video, correct? So this is a little diagram of how the internet is designed, right? So if we come down here, we can see that, as previously stated, the internet was made up of small networks joined together. So what we have here, we have two types. We have what's called a private network and a public network. Think about a private network and your private home, right? You have a local area network, and then you have the wide area network, a WAN and a LAN. So the private segment is, think about that as home, and the public is the internet outside of your house. Just think about it like that. It's pretty simple, right? So devices will be used to set a label to identify themselves on a network, which can, come onto different tasks below. So who invented the World Wide Web? That was Tim, right? So let's go here and just copy Tim Berners-Lee. Let's copy this and come down and just paste that here. Okay. So that was task number 2. I don't want this to be a really, really long video. I just want to scratch the surface on a lot of this. So let's go ahead and visit the site so we can see what we're cracking with here. So let's go down to communicate. To communicate and maintain order, devices must be both identifying and identifiable on a network, meaning I need to see what's going on this network, right? What is happening on this network? So we have our name, our fingerprints, and as we can see down here, we have an IP address, we have a MAC address, which is, that's unique to the specific network, network interface card, which is also known as a NIC. So we have an IP address, right? It contains of 4 octets. So here we have, this is going to get more into subnetting, but you have 192.168.1.1. This is probably 99% of the home networks, maybe 98%. Because a lot of them now are like 10.0.1 from like Comcast or whatever, if you don't set up your own network and your own firewall and all that good stuff. But as you can see, we have 192.168.1.1 and 0 to 255. This is what's called a subnet mask. So if you have like a /24-bit subnet, you will have 255.255.255.0, in other words, right? So, an IP address is, we can, like we were just saying, that's set up in different octets and you split that up. So as we can come down here, we have device names and IP addresses and types, right? We have 192.168.77, 86.157.52.21. That's a public IP address. And then we have another private, and then we have a public, right? So as you can see here, we have an IP address from DHCP, which is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. This means it's getting an IP address automatically from a service called DHCP, okay? And don't think too much into that, not right now at least, right? So for an example, my public IPv4 address is 86.157.52.21. I'm in English, I guess this is Great Britain, and Secure Communications is my ISP, Internet Service Provider. So as we can keep coming down, let's just see what's going on. What else is crack-a-lacking? So a MAC address. So you can see that, a MAC address is, 12 characters in hexadecimal. It's a base 16 numbering system used for computers to represent numbers, and split into twos and separate by colons, as you can see here, right? A4 colon C3 colon F0 colon A5 colon AB colon 2D, right? So this is a unique address of the network interface, and this is the vendor. So say, for example, you go to, I think it's Mac vendor or something like that. I haven't been on it in a while. And you can just go on and take your MAC address, and see what your MAC address is. And let's just go give it a shot. Let's go out to Google, and I believe it's Mac vendors, I think it's called Mac vendors. And say, for example, I just open up my terminal and I just put IPA, and then my MAC address is right here. So let me just copy this. This is a virtual machine. See what it will show. Let's hit enter. And it says PCV or PCS System Tech Inc. So this is pretty much, because this is a virtual machine, but yeah, that's pretty much what it's doing, right? So let's keep coming down and let's see. So what does the term IP stand for? So if we remember, IP stands for Internet Protocol. And let's see where an IP address follows, okay, but it stands for Internet Protocol. So let's go ahead and just type Internet Protocol. Let's just copy that. Internet Protocol, boom. Okay, perfect. So what is each section of an IP address called? If we recall, it's called octet, right? Octet. Whoops, I spelled it wrong. Octet. Okay, perfect. So how many sections in digits can an IP address have? So it's like 10.10.10, wait, 10.10.10.10, 192.168.1.1. So that's 4, right? 4 little dots. Let's see the hint. You can see the hint. This section is known as octets, okay? So what does the term MAC stand for? So MAC address, or you can also call it media access control, as you can see up here. MAC address, media access control, right here. Let's just copy that so I don't have to sit there and type it. Okay, so now what we have to do is deploy the interactive lab, view the site, and spoof the Okay, so we have to spoof. Let's see, friendly request. Maybe setting so many. Not sure how they want us to spoof this. I don't know if we just keep sending requests. Let's see. Um, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here to, I guess, request site. I don't know what I'm really supposed to do. Might supposed to copy this or something? No. Request. I guess it would just like send a million of these things. Button and spoof the MAC address to access the site. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I feel a little ditsy do. Let's see. Request site. So if we request site, I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be doing here. To be honest, I'm not going to even lie. Try change. Let me see. Practical. Maybe if I read. Um, let's read what's going on here. So the interactive lab simulates a hotel Wi-Fi network that paid service. You'll note that the router is not allowing packets, Bob's packets. Okay, so green ones are paid. Try changing Bob's MAC address the same as Alice's. Okay, so can we? Oh, did it. I guess if I read, then I will get it. So let me just, so 32, 2F, 3339. And if I send the request, is that the same? Did I type something wrong? All right, let me copy this, paste, right? There we go. All right, fair enough. All right, so we got it. Sorry, I guess reading is pretty important when we're doing these. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, so now ping. So ping is pretty important too, right? So ping, say for example, we send I guess we can, whoop, I don't want to do that. I can minimize this now, I'm assuming. So I guess we can go ahead and split the ping. So ping is one of the most fundamental network tools. So what is ping? So say for example, I want to know if Google is up, right? And I want to send what's called an ICMP packet. Ping is just, the tool, but the protocol is ICMP, which is internet right here, Internet Control Messaging Protocol. So this is an send packet, and say for example, we put, like we have there 192.168.1.254. Let's see, 8.1.254, and we hit send packet. It's responding, I guess, right? So we see that it's responding to this, right? So as we can see, ICMP uh, traveling between a device measured by ping. So if you see the TTL, which is time to live, it's 56, right? And it's 64 bytes, right? So as we can come down, let's just read the question. What protocol does ping use? We just said it, ICMP. If I can spell ICMP, okay? So what is the syntax to ping 10.10.10.10, right? So if we want to send this ping out, how would we write that, right? So we would put 10 ping 10.10.10.10. Okay, that's if we want to ping that. So what is what do you get when you ping 8.8.8.8? Let's try to ping that. Okay, right? So your flag is right here. I pinged the server. Awesome. That is it. So let's ping the server. That's when we ping. So 8.8.8.8 is Google's DNS server. Okay. So let's go ahead and do task number 5. I guess it's done. So congratulations. So that is it for this first day. So I know it's been a long video. I try to explain more than just walking through it and doing it quickly. So if you think these videos are useful, let me know. I'll make more of them. But I want to do all these videos like I showed here. So if we refresh this now, what is networking should be done. And next we'll get into intro to LAN, right? So this is what we'll get into next. And let's go ahead and kill that. And we'll continue the journey. So until next time, guys, have a beautiful day. Happy holidays and stay safe. And thank you.